Hi, I'm Emilia Clarke. I'm here with my movie The Pod Generation on France 24.
Today on Call from the Deauville American Film Festival on the Normandy coast. An actress who shot to world fame as the Queen of Dragons in the hit TV series Game of Thrones. We've seen her in films Me Before You, Last Christmas and Solo, a Star Wars story. She's in Deauville with a new movie about a journey to parenthood like no other. She's also been given the festival's Hollywood Rising Star Award. Emilia Clarke, hello.
Hello.
We're here in Deauville in the middle of the actor and writer strikes. So how are they affecting you and your work and your promotion of your work?
Well, yes, I'm allowed to be here because this is a packed equity film that is the most... You couldn't get more independent if you tried. But that doesn't stop me from being in complete solidarity with my SAG and WGA fellow strikees. I feel like that's what we're calling it. I completely agree with everything that we're striking for, and I think it's really important that we are. And yes, it's taking a very long time, and that can feel very frustrating for everyone involved, but it's for the right reasons. And I think this is something that has been a long time coming.
No one understands strikes better than French people.
Indeed, indeed, we're in the right place.
Congratulations on receiving the Hollywood Rising Star Award.
Thank you.
France is extremely proud of its film heritage and the fact that it invented the cinema.
Yes.
What does it mean to you to get such an honour by a French film festival?
Everything. I have wanted for such a long time, and hopefully that's where my career is now moving, towards independent film and to champion and get to work alongside filmmakers that I've admired so much. So to get this award feels really quite wonderful.
Can you speak any French?
Un peu.
Ah.
Yeah, that's as far as we'll go on this.
You're here showing your new film, The Pod Generation, working
Yes.
with a French director,
Yes.
Sophie Bart. Now, you've said she's a filmmaker that sets your acting soul on fire.
Yes.
Tell us what you mean by that.
Well, it's the way her mind works. So she thinks in an incredibly profound way, and she channels that through an artistic medium that allows us to recognise huge themes and topics in our life with a distance, but also still make it relatable, if that makes sense. So the fact that she set a kind of dystopian, I don't even know how you describe it,
Futuristic?
Futuristic, exactly. Movie in a domestic setting. You know, that was the thing that drew me so much to it, that we get to have a marriage that's relatable and very, very human in amongst a kind of odd, satirical world, gives us the distance to be able to see it for what it is. And if you can laugh at something that's threatening, then you're releasing it of its power.
He wants a natural child.
But hold on, you put us on a wait list to have a baby and an egg.
No, it's not an egg.
It's an egg.
Women are reluctant to have children because it's not made convenient. We want them to pursue their careers and dreams.
We can't live in the past. I want to have a child with you.
Let's do it, Rachel.
Really?
Yeah.
I did feel a bit jealous of your apartment at the very beginning
pretty
of the film. It's about so many different issues and questions in today's world. A surreal satire about a couple having a baby with an artificial womb. How would you describe it for people who haven't seen it?
That's a pretty accurate description. Mine would definitely be much more long-winded. Yeah, I would describe it as Marriage Story meets Ex Machina. There you go.
And it's your first time producing a film.
Yes, so I have a production company that I started a little while ago. So I've been producing for a long time. This producer credit feels funny because it's something I would have done anyway. The thing with independent film is that it's very hard to make, especially when there's such a kind of hot topic as technology or as reproductive rights. And so everything that I did for this film was something I would have done anyway as an actor, but I got to have a wonderful producer credit, which was amazing. But Sophie is so collaborative that I feel like that would have been the case anyway.
As women, we are damned by this idea of having it all. Your character's boss warns her about losing momentum
Yes.
if she has a baby.
Yes.
What do you think the film is saying about this idea of having it all?
I think the biggest question that it's at the heart of this film, and that I think relates to the most modern version of where feminism at the moment is a woman having the option of being ambivalent, the option of not knowing, of being unsure. I think, yes, we're definitely saying something about corporations allowing its workers to have it all whilst not having it all, so saying, we will freeze your eggs for you.
I'm sure you're all very excited.
Parents are raving about it. It is the ultra solution.
We're allowing you to be a mum, just not for another 10 years. So it's saying that they're allowing you to have it all, but they're absolutely not. And I think that this movie does speak to that completely, but really it speaks to a woman who lives in the grey area and is uncertain. And we see that with a gender role reversal of the character of Chiwetel, who is much more open and organically happy about being a father, and it comes to him much easier, whereas she is less sure. And that role reversal, I think, is, again, an incredibly modern and profound way of seeing where we are with feminism.
There are these two quotes in the film: no woman is completely free until she has control over her reproductive system, and we are victims of our biology. What do you think about those statements?
Sophie started writing this film 5 years ago, when this was an idea and now is a reality. This is something that is scientifically proven to be possible. And the idea of technology and society and corporations having a say over our biological, natural ability to have children is the height of control and the single most frightening thing that I could possibly imagine.
My nephew was born at the womb center, but he doesn't dream.
I wouldn't worry about it.
I can't do it with the pot in here.
What are you talking about? It can't see us.
What the film speaks to is not making technology an enemy. It's showing us what technology is and how, if you make it pretty enough, attractive enough, we will just like moths to a flame be drawn to it. But it's our relationship to technology that we need to question, to have a better understanding of moving forward, because we can't just keep blaming that and allow us to kind of let our brains turn to mush while we let technology do everything for us.
There is this question right at the start of the film relating to AI. Are we at risk of becoming redundant? Part of the reason Hollywood is striking is because of the threat of AI and the lack of regulation of it. Do you feel concerned about the future?
Yeah, definitely. Which is why this strike is so incredibly important. I think fair pay for writers and artists is incredibly important. Fat cats getting richer while writers can't put food on the table is completely ridiculous. But I think the fear of AI is so frightening because it's an easy choice. Let's take the decision-making out for you. We'll do it for you. You don't have to think about a thing. But it's just such a slippery slope. And if we start allowing AI to write human thought, to write human emotion in an artistic environment that's meant to be the ultimate place where people can explore freedom of speech and explore individuality and be curious and continue to broaden our horizons, a computer can't do that. And if it does, it will stifle us and it will put a lock on any kind of human intelligent development. Maybe for the people making the AI, they would say, no, that's not true. We're the smartest brains in the world and we're just getting more intelligent by trying to create this. Fine. But moving it into an artistic world, it's terrifying.
Now, I'm not allowed to ask you anything apart...
Yes, I can't speak about any other job I've ever done. Just as a clarification.
So I can't ask you about anything apart from this film, but you became world famous very quickly.
Yes.
The reason for that finished a while ago.
Yes.
And what's that time been like?
It's been the first time I've stopped in a very long time. Obviously, I've been working, but stepping off a treadmill has been mind-expanding. Equal parts painful, the pandemic happened. Equal parts painful, equal parts beautiful. It's given me a much better understanding of who I am and of what kind of work I want to make. And as much as I hate to admit it, I can't do anything else with my life. I'm stuck being an actor, being a producer.
I wanted to ask you about a personal project, though, your charity.
Yes.
Same You.
Yes.
That you founded in 2019 to support people recovering from brain injuries. Tell us why that's so important to you.
Well, I suffered from 2 brain hemorrhages myself whilst I was burgeoning, whilst I was a burgeoning actress. And it was during that process, during that entire experience, that we saw what was lacking. Me and my family saw what was lacking. So my mum and I started this charity to try and speak to that. The main thing being rehabilitation, which is something that actually speaks to the medical world at large. You can apply this to every single kind of disease, accidents, injuries, whatever it might be, whatever lands you in hospital. When you go home, that is a time that has not been spoken to before now. Of course, there are Maggie centres, which are incredible, incredible things to do with cancer, but for brain injury, it wasn't there at all, which seems completely ridiculous, because this single thing that makes you who you are, when that fails you, it can result in the biggest existential crisis you could possibly have. Living has no time to answer, has no time to speak to, so you just have to continue working. I always imagine you're a single mum with 3 kids and you've had a brain injury, you just got to get right back on it. So who is there and what is there to help support you through your recovery, irrespective of the level of injury that you might have? Because there is a complete universal thing that everyone who has a brain injury suffers from, and that's fatigue and anxiety. And that is something that was not spoken to at all. So that's what we're trying to speak to.
Okay, you're all right now, though?
Oh, yeah, I'm fine now. Yeah. No, very good. Good enough to start a charity.
Just quickly before we go, I saw on your Instagram that you've been doing trapeze over the summer. Tell us about it.
Yes. Yeah, it was something that I always wanted to do. And so when the strike happened, I was like, now's the time, let's do it. Because no one likes you to jump out of a plane, ride a motorbike, I mean, Tom Cruise aside, when you're working. So I thought, maybe now's the time to try trapeze. I love any kind of when I get to do stunts, I always love being on the wires. That was my favourite thing. So it was very fun, but I'm maybe still in pain.
Okay. All right. Emilia Clarke, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Things are evolving. Your family dynamics are about to undergo tremendous changes.